Hey, how you doing? I'm Matt Kraus, the Major League Strength and Conditioning coach for the Cincinnati Reds. I'm here to welcome you to the new and improved, expanded Reds weight room here at the stadium at Great American Ballpark. Coming through the door here with Ed, falling in. You guys seen a tour in the past, but we still kind of have all the leg stuff on one side of the room. What we did is we kind of opened up the room a little bit this way. So we were able to add a few more pieces. In the past, we only had 3 pieces on this side of the room, and now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the squat rack. So we wound up making it a little bigger on this side. And as we move around, what we wanted to do here was create a little real estate. We were so packed, or a small enclosed space, where we couldn't get like more than like 4 or 5 guys in here at one time, kind of post game or even the beginning. So what we asked for is at the end of the season, if they're able to knock down one of the walls and kind of push it all back. And what we're able to do is to open up some space on both sides of the equipment here, so we can, one, bring more guys in here and train, but also be able to do some more movement-orientated exercises. All right, we're able to do all of our walking lunges now in here. In the past, we had to go to the training room or go out on the track. We're able to do all of our band exercises. So basically, this room is way more functional than it was in the past, and we're able to bring more than 5 guys in at a time. We also opened it up on the far side to have more of like a cardio section. Got some TVs down there. But the main thing, we went from like 6 pieces of cardio to 12, so we doubled that size and space. So now when we bring the relievers in on days when it's raining, we're able to run them all or get all their conditioning in all at once, which is a big benefit, because in the past we kind of had to wave them in, 2, 3 guys at a time. So we're able to utilize this room in more of a functional way than we ever have in the past.
Yeah, the new weight room is great. It's been expanded, giving us more room in here to have more equipment for one. We're usually limited to the amount of equipment we have based on the space we can allow for machines. And sometimes when you're on an organization where you have all these great machines in spring training and a brand new facility like we do, and then you come to start the season and the place is smaller, it can be a little bit of a detriment, because guys get into routines and they get used to some of the different equipment, and then if you don't have it during the season, it's kind of taken away from your program a little bit. So it's nice now to have an extended weight room, to expand it out a little bit, bring some new equipment in from spring training, and allow guys to have a good variety of things they can do during the season to keep their body and their mind fresh.
Here we do keep all the different bands, purple being the lightest, and then we go with the pink, and we also use the yellow. This is kind of part of the shoulder program as well. Guys will come in, position players will come in. We have it called 5-way shoulder. Since you people from Cincinnati are big chili fans, we wound up calling it 5-way shoulder to overlap your 5-way chili that you guys have here. Just using the name for that. But guys will come in. We'll do external rotation with it. We like the JC cords for the fact that you can do both hands. It's an easy transition from one side to the other. Bring it out, elbow nice and tight. Step 2 of the 5-way is coming straight across. Okay. We'll bring it around. Shoulder flexion. That'll be step 3 of the 5-way. We'll come right back in for an internal rotation, which is 4. And then the last 5 pieces is what we call the windmill. Guys are coming straight all the way around the back. So we go 10 back, and then we'll go 10 forward. And those will be the 5 exercises we do for the position player shoulder program. That'll be incorporated into their upper body workout. And we do it on both shoulders, throwing and non-throwing.
In this episode, ASAP, Athletic Strength and Power, will take you out to the ballpark, Great American Ballpark, the home of the Cincinnati Reds.
All of our pitchers actually stretch a little different from our position players. We go out a little early to make sure there's enough recovery time between, from when they do their activities, as far as their warm-up, their stretching. We'll do their running first, they'll play catch, and then they'll come on in, and they don't have to go out and shag till BP starts. And that gives them at least 2.5 hours before the game to make sure that they're finished with all their stuff. They're able to go in, rest, get rehydrated, and get something to eat. So at 3:45 we go out. We'll go through our active warm-up. We'll go through a stretch with all the guys, and then we do have a 6-day-a-week running program with the relievers. We have a longer day, a long interval sprint day. It consists of poles. We do half poles, 90-yard, 100-yard sprints. Day 2 would be a shorter day. A lot of times we'll do, say, some shuttles, 30-yard shuttles, or we'll do 30-yard sprints. Wednesdays, or day 3, would consist of like a longer day where we guys come in, we got to do 25, 30 minutes of cardio, or guys will go run out in the park, or we'll have them do stadium runs. And then Thursday will be another short day. Friday we'll do longer shuttles, and then Saturday again will be another like cardio or long distance day. Sunday's off, so it's called Sunday no fun day, no run day, and guys get a break. So we do have a 6-day-a-week program for the relievers, and we mix and match that. So say on a Monday, if it is a pole day, we can, as long as the work-rest ratio is the same, because a pole is 220 yards, right? We're looking for about 30 to 35 seconds. They get 45 seconds rest. And then, well, they can do like a shuttle that day. We'll do like the shuttle. So as long as the work-rest ratio is the same, I have no problem doing it, as long as the shuttles are about 200 yards. And then on some days, we actually do base running on a short sprint day, on the 30-yard day. Instead of going out and actually doing 30-yard sprints, we'll mix it up. We'll do a base running day. A lot of times, it's necessary for the pitchers to run the bases for the fact that Dusty might say, hey, man, you know, we might be short with a guy on the bench, and we'll use a starting pitcher or a relief pitcher. You know, they'll have to run the bases for us. So it's important that they touch the bases for the fact that if they're not used to it, hitting the bag, sprinting, you know, acceleration, deceleration, we don't want any guys have any problems with their legs, coming up lame. So it's important that we do a little of everything because we got 25 guys and we need 25 guys to win. So everyone's got to take part in everything. During the game, there's nobody working out except for when a reliever comes out of the game. Once they're done pitching, they'll get their workout. That'll maximize their recovery for the next day. We don't want any of the pitchers working out before the game. But, you know, when a reliever comes out of the game, they'll come right in. They can either do a flush or they'll come in, they'll work out. That gets it out of the way for the fact that that'll maximize the recovery for the next day. So a reliever comes out of the game one time, that night they'll do an upper body workout. Next time they pitch and come in the game, we'll have them do legs. And then the third time, say the next day that, you know, they'll come in that week, we'll have them do like a core or some kind of, you know, core stability type program or some abs. The next time they come out of the game, they'll do nothing. They'll just flush. So basically, they'll get kind of like a total body workout in throughout the whole week. So you have an upper body day, lower body day, core day, then a flush day. It's just 3 days in a row. Then I'll kind of mix and match that. Guy will come out of the game, they'll do nothing. And then the following time, they'll do core, just so that they get enough recovery, but they got to get their work in. They also have to come out of the game when they're done with their workout in here and go in the training room and actually work on their scap and shoulder routine with the trainers. So that's what's going on during the game. But for the position players, for the bench players, around 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th inning, depending on how we're going to use a guy, how our starting pitcher is going, guys will come in here, get loose, get in the cage. We have a track underneath. They get loose so that when Dusty needs them, they're ready to go.
Okay, and then the same thing with those, did we talk about the position players as far as the conditioning? What's going on?
Well, the bench players, they'll actually get their running in. We'll have them come in early. We'll have one day we do like a little form running with them and with a sprint routine. Next day they'll come in, I'll have them maybe do some stairs, little resistant running type day, and then they'll have a base running day as well. So we want them to do some first or thirds. And then since BP is going on at that time, instead of tagging up, you know, from, you know, third to home, I'll have them go back to second base, tag up, sprint to third. So it's important that they get base running in at least one day a week. A lot of times they might not be able to get into a game or they're not on the bases as much. So it's important that they get a base running day in, they get a resistance running day in, and they get a sprint day in. So they run 3 days a week. Guys who play every day, the running program is based around, you know, how much we're scoring or not scoring. So if let's just say that, you know, we have 2 or 3 days in a row where, you know, it's a 2-to-1 game, not on the bases a whole lot, well then I'll have a player, hey, come on out, let's get a extra running in, get some sprints out to center field, move their legs around. And there'll be days where we go, you know, 12-9. You know, everyone's running, you're running during, you know, at the plate, you're running out in the field constantly. Well, then they need a break and, you know, they're getting enough running from the game. So for starters, or regulars, they call them here in baseball, I'll dictate their running based around how many runs are being scored or how, you know, how the game's going. So there's no set real running program for starters, but for guys that are bench players, we want them to run 3 days a week.
This Athletic Strength and Power podcast is brought to you by One Source Optimal Nutrition. What's your favorite flavor?
All right, come this way. We're going to show you another part of how we get loose before a game. This is really fun before BP. This is the batting cage where guys come in. We'll use, we'll put all the pitchers up here. We'll put all the position players down in the middle cage. We'll do, this is prior to BP. Guys come in, so at 4:25, the team will come in here. We'll get loose, we'll move around a little bit, and then this is where we'll do our pre-stretching before we go out to BP. Some teams do it outside. Some, I like to do it in here where it's just us, the team. There's nobody else. There's no media. There's no other players from other teams coming over and bothering you. Guys get a chance to prepare and get themselves loose for the day through team stretch, and then and kind of emphasizing areas that they feel are tight and they need to kind of work on without any distractions. It's kind of good. I like it. We come in, we close the doors, and it's just our team, and it's a good way of guys, we kind of get on each other in here a little bit. You guys joke around, but as far as talking and getting loose, it's a good way of getting the day started as a group instead of out there with all the distractions. So what we'll do is that. So we kind of work backwards a little bit. So pitches are up top. We got position players in here, and then we head out to the field. But this is also an area where, like we were talking about earlier, using the track, guys will come in here, say Dusty or Chris Byer might say, all right, hey, next inning, get loose. You're going to be going to the game, or we're double switching a guy in, or pinch hitting. Guys will come in here, you have the iron mic. What I'll have them do is they'll take some swings first, or they'll come in here off of the pro batter, and then they'll come out to the track, get between 6 and 10 sprints in, do a little form running, then get 6 to 10 sprints, and then they're ready to go. They're in the game. So this is where the action takes place, as far as guys getting ready and getting themselves prepared. You'll see how close it is. So guys are hitting right here, and they're running right here. 10 feet later, they're in the batter's box. We'll also do some quick table stretching right here. I'll come in, jump down. You guys will, after they'll hit, do a couple, the active warm up. I'll stretch them real quick, and then they'll do their sprint work, get in the game. All right, right here, we're Ed's standing in the doorway right off of the weight room. This is a back hallway right off of actually the batting cage is right here. I don't know, this is an unused area, but I use it. Players call it the hallway from hell. This is where we do some of our band walks, some of our lunge walks. We'll do some kettlebell walks or a farmer's walk, plate holds. We'll do all kinds of stuff down here. So I don't know how they use it for the stadium, but I use it to get any kind of work in. Wherever I don't have room in the weight room, it goes right here. And whatever kind of activity goes on, whether we can do push-ups out here, we can do, the lunge walks, whatever. We just make it happen right here and make use of our space. So some of the players call it the hallway from hell because whatever they do to get to the other side, there's something burning. So, but we have a lot of fun in this area. You can compete a little bit and, work 2 or 3, 4 guys at a time, just utilizing the space and making it all happen.
Matt, how about post-game? What are some of the things the players do right after the game?
Well, as far as our position players that have played that night, a lot of them do their workouts after the game. So guys will come in, whether it's catchers and corners or middle infielders or whatever, outfielders, depending whose day it is. They go in, get changed, and they come in about 5-10 minutes after the game. And that's the reason why I work out after the game is because you want to make sure that they're putting we play every day, so they want to put their energy into the game. Then they come on in and maximize their recovery. They'll come in, work out. For the legs, we'll do some foam roller stuff. Some guys will come right here. We'll do a table stretch. Some guys, like we talked about earlier, will do the Swiss swing. And then we'll walk this way, and some guys will jump in the cold tub. And we also have a Swim-X in there where we do some swimming with the guys. But all this will happen after the game. Starting pitchers work out, obviously they're not throwing. They're on a 5-day rotation. They'll get their stuff in before the game or in the third group of BP. And then relievers will actually come out of the game and get their workout in. So it's split up, so we're not having everyone in here at one time. It's pretty individualized as far as their workouts. And so the extra guys will work out before the game. Starters will come in after the game, or regulars. And then starting pitchers work out before the game as well, or in the third inning. And they're all done before the game, so they're done. And then guys will come in. Guys and pitchers will come out of the game. They'll come in and either get a stretch or they'll get stretched by the training staff, get their ice. And then the position players will come this way after their workouts. And they'll go in and jump in the cold tub. So this will be this way. Get some water or anything to hydrate. And then right off the weight room, they'll come in right in here. We got 3 cold tubs, and then we also put guys into the Swimex. And the Swimex we use for some of our rehab guys, whether, you know, any part of the body, as far as, you know, whether it's a shoulder or you know, lower body. Sometimes, you know, every couple starts, instead of running, we'll, just for keeping the pounding off their body, for the pitchers, we'll throw them in here, have them do a running workout in the pool, help kind of save their legs. But we'll do rehab. We got these little side spots where we can do, you know, squats in the pool, step-ups in the pool. We put the water, we have resistant running where there's running water that'll push against them. And then we'll sometimes, for a speed workout, we'll have it going full tilt, and that little red slant on the side will have guys running right into the water where it's moving. So we can pretty much get anything done in here that we can do in the weight room. We just do it where there's just less, you know, less resistance and pounding on the body.
Hi, I'm Matt Kraus, strength and conditioning coach for the Cincinnati Reds. Here are a few flexibility tips for your post-workout recovery. This first exercise is designed to stretch the hamstring. You'll lay back. First one we'll do is keep the leg straight, opposite leg straight. We'll come up as high as you can until you get a nice easy stretch. We'll hold for 10 seconds. Nice and easy. With stretching, you'll get to the point where you get a little discomfort, or you'll feel a stretching sensation, but there shouldn't be any pain. And we'll hold for 10 seconds. Sometimes we'll do it where he'll come down and give me 3 reps, and we'll keep working it back little by little. And then you'd hold again right here for 10 seconds. This exercise is designed to stretch your quad and hip flexor. Have the loop wrapped around the top. You come to your opposite shoulder, bring your heel to your butt. What you'll do is you try to raise your knee off the ground a little bit to incorporate the hip flexor as well as the quad. We're gonna hold for 10 seconds. And then the same with the other stretch, with the hamstring. You come down, and you can also do a three repetitions with it. Come down, raise the knee, bring it up. And on the third one, he'll hold for 10 seconds. Main thing you're looking for is to make sure he keeps his hip on the ground when he's bringing the strap across. Perfect. This exercise is designed to stretch your low back and hamstring. You can either do it 2 ways. You can either put your toes in the loop, or you just wrap it around. You grab it as tight as you can on both sides. You bring your head down to your knees and stretching the low back. We'll hold for 10 to 15 count. What you'll do is you're going to lay back. You bring it to your opposite hand. Hold on. And then you bring your foot to your chest, okay? For your hip. We're just doing it the opposite way so we can stretch the glute. Same thing, we'll hold that for 10 seconds, and then we can go back into a three repetitions. Where you bring it out, then bring it back down, bring it up, bring it back down, and then he'll go right into where he would hold it again. This exercise is designed to stretch your low back and hamstrings. Bring it across the body. You want to bring the loop around your head. You want to keep the opposite leg straight as you can and the opposite shoulder to the ground. You're getting a stretch for your low back, glute, and your hamstring. This exercise is designed to stretch your groin muscles. Bring it out to the side, nice and easy. If you get your groin, try and keep your leg as close to the ground as possible by keeping your hip on the ground. Same thing here. We'll hold this for a 10 count, and this can also be done with 3 repetitions. This exercise is designed to stretch your tricep and lat. Wrap it around your hand, bring it over the top, turn your hand over. You'll use the opposite hand to grab the strap, you pull it down, and you get a tricep stretch. You get a tricep and lat. Hi, I'm Matt Kraus, strength and conditioning coach for the Cincinnati Reds. Here are a few flexibility tips for your post-workout recovery. The first exercise is the medicine ball reach up, which works the upper abdominal muscles. The main thing with this is to make sure both feet are flat on the floor and you keep your low back flat on the ground as you reach up. This medicine ball exercise is the reverse crunch. This exercise works the lower abdominal muscles. It's very important with this exercise to keep your back flat before you bring your knees to your chest. This exercise with the medicine ball is called a super crunch. We combine the reach up and the reverse crunch, and we put it all together into one exercise. It's very important to maintain your back flat against the floor. This exercise is called the alternating pike. Lying flat on the floor with the ball above your head, put one foot flat on the ground, the opposite leg would be straight, and raise your foot and the ball and have them meet at the midpoint. With any medicine ball exercises, finding the correct weight is important. So for a beginner, 2 pounds or 4 pounds is a great starting point. Hi, I'm Matt Kraus, strength and conditioning coach for the Cincinnati Reds. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do a lateral walk. Nice and easy. You start out with feet hips width apart. Okay? Then you take a big step. Then you bring your feet back to hips width apart. Nice and easy. We do this for about 20 steps. You want to be in an athletic position, bending the hips, leading with the heel, right? Not with the toe, leading with the heel. So make sure you're firing the posterior part of your leg. It's important to keep tension on the band at all times. So what we'll do is we'll go 20 steps one way and then we'll come 20 steps back. For the front walk, standing in an athletic position, wrapping the band around your ankles, staying on your toes at all time. Take a step forward with your right foot and then take a step forward with your left foot. Repeat for 20 steps. Then moving backward, you would take a step backward with your left foot, then take a step back with your right foot. Repeat for 20 steps. Hip flexion with the mini bands. Position the band so that it's wrapped around the arch of your foot. Standing straight up with your arms at 90 degrees in a running position, raise your right leg to 90 degrees. Hold for 1 second at the top, then lower your right leg back to the ground. Repeat for 15 repetitions. Then raise your left leg to 90 degrees, hold at the top for 1 second before lowering to the ground. Repeat for 15 repetitions.
What's the behind-the-scenes routine for Bronson Arroyo?
On game day for me, it starts, pretty much the whole day. There's stuff going on. You're back at the house. For me, I get some scrambled eggs. I get some toast. I have a little bit of protein. Midday, I go ahead and have a big pasta. I eat spaghetti. I'm still, like I said, a little bit of the old school thinker. Your father, as a young kid, always talked about carb loading and trying to get the pasta in you. So I like to have pasta for lunch, and then I go down to the stadium and I get the scouting report on the hitters. You're watching a little bit of tape. I'm talking to your catcher about how you want to approach the game that day. And then I get a nice little nap in at 5:30 till 6:05. And then at 6:05, I'm up. I start taking an intake of some water and a little bit of protein. And I'm going, getting dressed for the game. And then by 6:35, I'm down in the tunnel in the track underneath at home. Every ballpark's different, so your routine has to be a little different at different ballparks. But here at home in Cincinnati, get a chance to have a track underneath. I'm stretching. I get stretched by our strength coach, Matt Kraus. And then I go ahead and stretch myself, my upper body, get some running in, get everything feeling fine-tuned, ready to go. And then at 6:50, I'm crossing the field. By 6:52, I'm down in the bullpen, and I'm starting to play catch with the catcher down there. And then I'm going to get him down about 6:55, 6:56. Probably throw 35 to 40 pitches, depending on the weather and how you feel that day. Get loose for the game, and then you're crossing the field about 7:05. Umpires are out, and it's game on.
Showtime. Can you tell us a little bit about your career and how you ended up here in Cincinnati playing for the Cincinnati Reds?
Basically, I was drafted out of high school by the Pittsburgh Pirates back in 1995. I pretty much ran the gamut of their whole organization, 4 years in the minor leagues. Played in the big leagues parts of 3 seasons through 2002, and then I was picked up by the Boston Red Sox. Played there from 2003 through 2005. Got an opportunity to win a World Series there in 2004, which was an unbelievable experience. And then I got traded for Willie Mo Pena back in spring training of 2006 over here to Cincinnati, and this is my third full season here.
I'm with Matt Kraus. He's the strength coach for the Cincinnati Reds. Matt, what are some of the exercises that you are using right now with the Reds to train and strengthen the shoulders, specifically, Matt, the throwing shoulder?
Well, we use all the rotator cuff exercises, and that's a funny spot with the shoulder for the fact that You got to maintain their flexibility and strength. You got to make sure there's enough strength to maintain with the work that they do, because they do throw every day. And most people really don't understand the fact that you're throwing every day from the beginning of spring training until the end of the year with very, very minimal recovery. So we do a lot, all the Job exercises. Some of the trainers do some manual work with them. I don't do any of the manual work. That we kind of share the responsibilities with the athletic trainers. And then as far as in the weight room, they'll do a lot of the side-lying external rotation work, all the light dumbbell work, 5 pounds or less. We call it a 5-way shoulder. Okay, so it'll be a front raise. They'll do a lateral raise. They'll do a rear delt. They'll have an side-lying external rotation. And then there'll be a prone lying 45-degree thumb up raise, as far as, just making sure that the thumb gets as, high as the shoulder.
I definitely think, the pounding of being a major league pitcher, you throw, if you're a really good starter, you'll throw 200 innings every year. I've done that the last 3 or 4 years. Pitched 240 innings in 06. And, I see some of the old-time guys, like Louis Tiant and these guys throwing 300 innings. And, I wish they'd let us pitch in a 4-man rotation at times. But they won't let us. A lot of guys have a hard time keeping their shoulder and their elbow, from not breaking, throwing on 3 days rest. But for me, I credit it to honestly having a father who fortified me with good food and supplements as a young kid, and being in the weight room, and just working maybe the muscles that as a young kid, climbing trees and riding your bike, you wouldn't have got a chance to work. And I really think it gave me a great foundation to be able to take a grind of 162 games and a long schedule, especially in the dog days of summer in August and in July, to be able to stay healthy.
So it sounds like being a Major League Baseball player, it's probably assumed that you're on a sound nutrition program. Sounds like you are. What's a typical breakfast for you? You threw in scrambled eggs there. Is that typical? What's some of the breakfast that you have?
That's pretty typical for me. I've always, like I said, for me, keeping my weight up has always been a problem, being not a big eater and having a guy who's had a high metabolism and always wants to bouncing off the walls and burning extra energy. So for me, I do have scrambled eggs a lot in the morning. I have hard-boiled eggs. I try to just eat things that I know I could get enough calories in me and stuff down. I like to have toast. I have a lot of fruit. At the stadium, if we're having breakfast over there, they have a lot of pineapple, a lot of watermelon, cantaloupe, and I'm constantly in between those meals, because I know I'm not a big eater. I'm having to have snacks here and there of protein bars or drinking some X milk. That's pretty much my morning time routine. Lunchtime, I eat a lot of tuna fish. I like to get some protein in me. I have tuna fish sandwiches a lot of times, or different things. They cater a lot of food at the stadium, and they take good care of us. So there's always good food around. But for the most part, I definitely don't. I don't drink any sodas pretty much during the season at all. I try to keep my sugar intake down as much as possible, other than the natural sugars I'm getting in the fruits and stuff like that. And it's a long season, and I've got to take care of myself a lot, and I always have.
You mentioned X Milk. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Your favorite flavors?
Well, chocolate's my favorite flavor of anything, so definitely it's X Milk is a product that was introduced to me this year. It's a new protein out on the market, and it's milk based. A lot of companies are going to water based products because it's a little cheaper. I really just enjoy X Milk. It's very thin. It's not hard to drink. Like I said, growing up in the weight room with my father as a young kid, you're drinking the Joe Weeders out of the powdered protein, out of the can with some orange juice or something, and it was just so bad tasting. You get sick of that. So chocolate's my favorite flavor. I really enjoy the product. It's easy to drink. It gives me some calories, gives me some protein in between those meals, and like I said, it goes down pretty easy.
Bronson Arroyo, Cincinnati Reds. He's pitching tomorrow night against the Houston Astros. Today, he's down at the workout at Covington, getting his tightening workout in. Bronson, thanks for joining us today, and I'm going to have an X Milk later on today.
All right, thanks for having me down. I appreciate the workout.
Good luck tomorrow night with the Reds. I guess there's one other thing that you usually end up a workout with.
Yeah, the workout today, like I said, is a little tightening. Got a little blood flow going through the shoulder, make me feel a little stiff, a little bit better for tomorrow. And Eddie Guardado, we started this program about a year and a half ago, and Eddie Guardado was on the DL. He came in, we were losing some ball games, and there's one last thing we do at the end of our workout, and we like to call this the pat down. It's usually finishing right off. Oh!
One of the things that they do here at the Reds, and I was watching it being done, is the wrist roller. Standard exercise, old-time exercise, but again, doing it in both directions, you're getting the flexion and extension functions of the forearm musculature. Very important for controlling the bat speed, controlling the implement, in this case the ball. Also, just a regular barbell or dumbbell wrist curl, either done over the thighs or over a specially designed bench for it. And just as simply, the reverse wrist curl using a dumbbell or a barbell. Those 3 exercises are easily done, doesn't require much in the way of equipment. If you threw in a regular dumbbell hammer curl, it's a pretty good forearm program. And if you wanted to hang from a chinning bar, you've sort of got more than what you need.
This is Ed Sicali with today's segment of Power Hit with Matt Krause, the Cincinnati Reds strength and conditioning coach. In this homestands edition, Matt explains how the Reds progress through their game day prep at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Be sure to stop back for more segments of Power Hit with Matt Krause after the next Reds homestand.
Yeah, here we are, Game 4 against the Cubbies tonight. Ed wants me to talk a little bit about how the day rolls off. So we have a team stretch. We do a little bit of an active warm-up and a full team stretch in the cage. We do that inside. It's close knit, and there's no distractions, there's no media. We're kind of like this, and guys get to get loose on their own at their own pace. We do that inside in the cage. When we come outside, we all throw on the right field line. Everyone gets loose. And the position players will go in and will come over here, start taking the ground balls, first group, start hitting. And then all the pitchers will come out by the bullpen over there, and we'll play catch, get loose. Then all the relievers will run. And then whoever had a bullpen as far as a starter today will come over, they'll get their running in. And so that's pretty much how the day will run as far as scheduling wise. Stretch, come out, throw, play catch, hit, run, and get ready for the ball game.
A big thank you from ASAP to Matt Krause and the Cincinnati Reds. Join us again for another segment of Power Hit as ASAP brings you an inside perspective at big league strength training and conditioning.
We are in the training room of the Cincinnati Reds, the famous Cincinnati Reds, and we've got Matthew Krause. He is the strength and conditioning coach for the Cincinnati Reds. You're in your 10th season.
Yes.
Which is, that's quite a feat in and of itself.
Yeah, I guess
yes,
so.
It is. And so Matt is going to take us through some of the key exercises that he does with the Reds players and getting them ready. So tell me what we're going to do.
What we're going to do here is sometimes on day games, when we don't hit outside as a team, we have to get loose inside. So we have our outside warm-up. What we're going to do is going to show you today what we do inside before the guys go to the cage and hit and get themselves ready for the day.
Awesome.
So the first thing we're going to start out with is some, we do like an active warm-up right here on the ladder. We do some movement stuff, some coordination and some agility for their feet. Get them loose. Then we'll go over to some of the battle ropes, get their shoulders, torso, their upper body kind of warm. And then we go over to the hurdles. And we just do a walking program through the hurdles to get the hips loose. And then we'll grab one of the foam rolls and go through a little stretch routine. And then we shove them off to the cage and let them work with the hitting coach.
And I get to be the player today. I got my uniform on.
All right, so here we go. Nice and first one to do, we're going to 2 feet in a box. Nice and easy. High knees, keep your head up, pumping your arms. Nice and easy.
Is that all we do?
And everything we do is we go down and back.
Down and back.
First ones are nice and simple.
All right. How many times we do that?
We're going to go down and back. Well, we're going to start switching them up. Then we're going to go sideways.
Now, what will this help me with?
We're just starting to get the body moving, starting to get the heart rate up a little bit, starting to move their feet a little bit.
How am I doing?
Well, if you put 2 feet in the box, you'll be doing good.
Oh, I got to put 2 feet in the
2
box.
feet in the box.
2 feet
All right?
in the box. Okay.
So we
All right,
get
there
your
we
knees
go.
up. You want more of like a high knee. Open your arms. Try not to look down.
Oh.
You can look straight ahead.
Okay.
And then we start out slow, but then eventually we start picking them up.
Okay, that's
All
pretty
right.
good.
Next what we're going to do, just start to move the hips around, get them up on their toes. This will get a lot faster. You can coordinate a little bit. We're going backward.
He's pretty good.
In and out, in and out, in and out.
I didn't do too well on
Okay.
that one.
Well, next one. Let's see what we're going to do here now.
All right.
It's called the Icky Shuffle. It's going to be
Icky
1 foot
shuffle.
in, 2 foot in and out. So just kind of loading the hips a little bit, moving the feet, and then move forward. So it's in, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up.
1, 2, up. I don't know how I'm doing.
So work a little coordination with it as well. No, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. That's how everybody starts, right? Same thing going back, right? In, step out and put one foot up. So we'll walk it. We'll walk it. Come out. Right, and that foot comes up. Right, so step in, and this foot comes up. Step up, good. Alrighty. Alright, we'll see if she got a little salsa in it. Alright, we'll do a crossover step. So working the hips a little bit, start moving. A little rotation. Moving the body. Oh, it's crossover step, right? Nice and easy. Crossover. And then reset your feet, cross over back into the box. Nope. Come on up. We'll start from the beginning. All right, we're going to step in.
Okay.
You're going to step out and just
Step
shift your
in.
feet. Right? Step in, right?
Okay.
Right, so now you step into the box and then step all the way over. Right? And then you're going to step out with that foot and then re-step in. So you're just changing your feet. Good. There you go. It's a crossover step. Just walk it. Start walking faster. Start walking a little bit faster. Good. Step all the way out of the box, and then cross in with the outside foot. Outside foot crosses in. Good. Nice and easy. Good.
Oh my goodness.
Alrighty.
Hey,
All right.
these guys have to be coordinated.
Alright, now we're just going to go lead foot in. Nice and easy. Alright, so when you start getting going, pumping your arms, keeping your head up.
Now this I can do. Maybe it is a little like salsa dancing.
Alright.
Okay.
Now lead leg on the back, going back.
I'm left-handed, so I should be better at the left side.
Alright. Alright, we'll do one more, and then we'll move over to the ropes.
All right.
Alright, this is more of like a skater hop, right? You're going to go jump in, 2 feet, right, all the way up. You're going to load the leg, right? Try and pause, load the hip. Load that hip, good. And then moving forward each jump.
So this is what the pros do, huh?
Yep, just kind of loosen up. We're getting loose before we got to get the day started. So normally what we do is we start 5 minutes on a bike, kind of get them going, bring them over to the ladder, go through like 5 to 7, routines down and back, and now we're going to move to the ropes.
Okay, now did you come up with all of this on your own? This
Is just stuff that we you see over the years, but I guess from going here to there is my kind of way of using my facility, because each program or the facility would dictate what you can and can't do, and what we do and don't have. So what we have, we utilize to our best of our ability, put it in. These are not new exercises, they've been around, but just the way we put them together in this sequence for our guys' head.
All right, ropes.
Next one we got, all right, here you go.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna set your hips a little bit, sitting back, arms straight. And I just want you coming up and down. You got 20.
20?
To about shoulder height. We do 10.
As if I can keep you sweating, I'm not good at counting.
All right. Well, neither am I. That's why they do 30. All right. Good. Next thing you do, we call them Ys. Just kind of warm the shoulders up a little bit. Come all the way to the ground. Rope's got to be completely picked up off the ground.
Holding them like this?
Just like that. Nice and easy. So I want you to come all the way off the ground.
Okay.
Let it all the way up, all the way down.
Wow. These ropes are heavier than they look.
All right, we'll step in. Why don't you grab it from right here?
Oh, okay.
Step in, grab it from right here. Nice and easy. Bring them all the way up. Bring them up. Get it off the ground. So let's get off the ground.
They're off the ground.
Trying to get into a Y position. We want to work the shoulders a little bit.
Let's see.
All right, let's do it that way. Okay. That's another way of doing it.
Oh!
But still want to set the hips a little bit every time we
These are
press up.
heavy. How many of these do they do?
We're going to do 5 for you.
No, how many do they do?
We do 20 of everything.
Oh my goodness.
We got to get loose. We got to get our heart rate up. We got to get a little blood flow going. We got to get a little sweat
It's
going.
working.
We got to be ready.
Ooh, okay, that was
Okay.
5, I think.
Okay. Let me just get a couple. Nice and easy. Saying feet, hips width apart, nice and easy, just picking them all the way up. Try and create a Y.
Wow.
All the way up, all the way down. Nice
Really
and easy.
strong.
And then we do alternating at the end here. Still the same thing. Get your feet hips width apart, set the hip a little bit. Good posture. Go as fast as you can.
And this is just to get them warmed up?
Just to get loose.
Oh my goodness. Wow. How many calories do you burn doing this?
I don't have no idea. That's great for the website. I have no idea. We're just getting yourself loose.
That I can do, but this is hard.
Alrighty. Well, we do a sequence of those. We do some out, some in. We just fire up the shoulders a little bit and get them ready for the next piece that we're going to do.
All right.
Right over here with the hurdles. These are all walking drills. Nice and easy to work the hips a little bit, get the low back fired up, get the legs fired up, and we just do some step overs. Nice and easy.
Oh, okay.
Working the hips.
Working the hips. Working the hips. Are these guys a lot taller than me?
Yeah. Same thing going back. Shoulder square to me.
Okay.
Forward, good. Stay square, good.
I gotta take bigger steps. Oh my goodness.
Next one we're going to do, you just pick one, we're just going to walk it all the way down. Straight legs,
Oh.
stepping over. Nice and easy, going straight leg.
Okay.
No, both legs come over.
She's cheating.
Both legs, good, nice and easy. Yeah, this helps get the hips loose, getting the groin loose,
Yeah.
and then going back.
Yeah.
Try and stay upright, nice and don't be leaning back, nice and just moving about the hip.
Alright. Bikini lifestyles, wine, dine, and work out. What?
Now, some of our plays, we do this. We'll
What
move
we
this
do.
to a front walk. We'll also do it into a skip, where guys get through and start picking up the pace. So we start with a walk, and we move to a skip.
Okay.
And then the last piece,
How long is their workout usually?
well, this is just a warm-up.
Classic.
This is just to get loose to start the day.
Alright.
Shake right one. You guys use foam rolls, right?
I've never used a phone.
Okay, well then you're going to see these are used for some stretching. We can do it for all kinds of stuff, not for swinging. More like like a massage. If you have some knots, instead of stretching, sometimes we do a combination of like a myofascial release type thing with this that you've heard in the past, where if you have a knot, you want to roll it out. Maybe not. Sometimes stretching isn't great for when you have a knot. You might want to get it massaged out, but we do have a massage therapist. But sometimes guys don't like to be touched on, or they want to do it themselves. So what we do is we get on one of the foam rolls, lay it the long way, right here. You can get in front of it. And say, we'll just start with like our IT band, working down the side, getting some of the knots out.
Okay.
Get up on your hip. Start from the top of your hip. And what you do is you get your foot off the ground, use the bottom leg right here, and then just roll on it a little bit. You have to use your weight. You gotta start finding some knots in there.
That feels pretty good.
You just start rolling on it a little bit. We'll do that a couple times each way. On the
Now
side.
is this only for getting out knots?
Yeah, it's a type of stretching and just kind of
Okay.
getting loose and massaging the tissue, getting it ready for more activity.
Alright.
Same thing will work the other side.
Don't want to be lopsided.
Nope. Then you roll this over, we'll do the quads. Nice and easy, start from the top of the hip, work all the way to the knee.
Okay, careful on the camera angle for me.
And we also do the hammies. Nice and easy.
That's kind of fun.
And then when we're done with the hammy part, we'll set it up under our hip. And then we'll just move right into a stretch, nice and easy. Feet flat on the ground.
Everybody can benefit from this stuff.
Yeah. Working on a little bit of stretching. Nice and set up all the way up under your hip.
Alright.
Right under your low back. And then just kind of sit it back. Try and keep everything in a straight line. On the ground, nice and easy. Just pull it back. This kind of helps open up the hips, helps support your back,
Right.
helps you get a better angle when you're working and stretching. Bring it up straight. Nice and easy. We'll do it so we do a little turn to the side
Now do they
Stretch
warm
back.
up every day, right?
every day. But it's something different. You know, we'll be outside some days. You know, the days where I have day games are in here.
Oh, if it's raining all day, they don't like
Well-
do inside.
Well, you just get yourself loose, ready to go when it's raining too.
Yeah.
It's only inside and ready to go. But this is some of the things that we use the foam rolls for. We do some core work on here for some stability when you land on it the long way. But it's just part of the day. We use some of the bands. We do some manual stretching. We do table stretching. But this is just one of the ways we get our guys loose before they go to the cage.
Now, when you say the cage,
Where they got hit inside.
yeah.
Okay. Well, you have the batting cage outside.
All right.
And then you also have the cage inside, which is on the other side of this wall. Where guys come in here, get loose, they go to the cage and start working with a hitting coach. You know, whether it's flips, machine, or live pitching.
Now, how many hours a week do you work with them on strength and conditioning? Are
Well,
they-
I mean, they're long days
Yeah.
you're here, but it's all sporadic. You know, it's all, you know, you start the day, you get them ready for the game, and then it's at the end of the day. So the time I'm with them is probably maybe 2.5 to say 3 hours worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Each day?
because guys start waving themselves in, you know, and everyone's not here at the same exact time. It's kind of, you know, rookies and younger guys to veterans, you know, the way the process is. But, you know, we start guys around 2:30, 2:45. That runs all the way till 4:25, you know, as far as when we go out on the field.
Right.
Some guys do run during BP, you know, at that point in time, whoever's set up for that. And then after the game, you get another 30, 35 minutes.
Wow.
So, I mean,
That's a lot.
it's not all one shot, and you have your spots throughout the day, and you're here. Because, like, during the game, I'll help guys get loose in the cage, or if they come in to get a stretch. Sometimes you're out there, and they're running a lot in the outfield, whatever. The guy tightens up a little bit. They want to come back in and get re-loosened up a little bit. I mean, you're here all day. I
Right.
mean, as far as just strength and conditioning and flexibility and stuff like that, we're looking at about, let's say maybe 2.5 hours every day.
Each day.
Each
That's
day.
quite a bit.
Right.
Yeah. So they need to get some good calories then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nutrition and recovery is part of it.
Proper
Hydration.
nutrition. And you're key to that as well, in strength and
Well, we do have a
conditioning.
dietitian on staff,
Uh-huh.
Michelle Macedonio. She does help me. I do turn a lot of that over to her, but we work in conjunction on what we need to get our players ready to go. Michelle also works with the food prep guy in the clubhouse who takes care of all the meals. And there are things at this level where we do cater out, but she makes sure she calls all the restaurants or the food service places and making sure that, you know, she manipulates the recipes with certain ingredients so that everything's heart healthy. You know, different oils or like tuna fish, instead of using mayonnaise, we use a plain yogurt, non-flavored
Right.
yogurt. I mean, just changing food profiles and, you know, just making sure everything's heart healthy. And when things are heart healthy, it's performance based.
Performance based, performance healthy.
Right. So, well,
All right.
when you come at them more like, you know, we're heart healthy, we're helping you, because everyone's always jamming on their performance. You know, it is about performance, but we also care about them as people as well.
Right.